with the Console Explosion. We're at day 2 of the Saskatoon Comic and Entertainment Expo, and I look very cunning, don't you think? I'm gonna actually take in of all of Jane Cobb's traits and possibly go check out some weaponry. So come on and see me get into way more trouble than I should. With the Console Explosion, I am at Dark Age Creations, and you know how much Jane likes his weapon. So I am here with...
I'm Ripley.
Ripley. So Ripley, what do you got to show me in terms of all this badass equipment right behind you?
Well, we at Dark Age Creations, we do reproductions of historical swords. So most of the pieces you see here are not so much the swords you would see in movies or video games, but they're actual reproductions of ones that you would find in museums. So they're very close, if not identical, to the ones that they would have used back in Viking era or Crusade era or throughout various times in history.
Oh my goodness, so exactly how much work does it take to do, let's say, one piece?
It's a difficult question to answer. It depends on the size and how big it is, but it is, I can tell you right now, it is very much a labor of love and a dying art. Generally speaking, some of these pieces we can produce pretty quickly now because we've got all kinds of modern power tools to work with, but historically speaking, these would have taken weeks, if not months, to produce.
Fair enough. And if there's any way to sell cool-ass swords, it would be at conventions. How often do you come to conventions to promote all your great work?
We're on the road pretty much full year round. We take a bit of a break in the winter, but as soon as the weather thaws out a little bit, we're back on the road. We do dozens of conventions all over Canada. So.
Fair enough. And I'm ready to see some weapons. What are like some of the favorite pieces that you've got here?
Well, this is one of my personal favorites. Swords are a very personal thing. A lot of people comment that certain types of swords or certain cultures are better than others. That's not really true. It's all personal preference and what you're taught how to use. This is one of my personal favorites. It's one of my opinions the most versatile swords that we've seen through history. It's called a bastard sword or a hand and a half. And historically speaking, swords. Earlier in history, we saw single-handed swords, and then later in history, we started to see two-handed swords as armor change. The hand and a half, or the bastard sword, was kind of a go-between because it didn't happen overnight. The swords started to get larger as time progressed and as we moved later into history. So this sword was designed to be used either single-handedly with a shield or maybe another weapon, or could be used with two hands if you wanted more power and more control. There was even a third method that was used, especially if you were dealing with people in a lot of armor, called half swording, where you would grab the sword with one hand here and then you'd actually grab it up further on the blade.
Oh, that sounds like a bad idea.
Well, historically, the bottom half of the sword wasn't actually that sharp, so if you had a decent leather glove, you wouldn't actually risk cutting yourself. The best place to hit with a sword is within about the first third of the blade, so if you grab it about halfway up, you're actually going to be okay. But by doing this actually kind of turns it almost into a staff, and you can start getting into really cool things. You can start hooking, or grabbing, or using all parts of the sword, striking with the pommel. It gets really vicious and really nasty, but it works really well. So
I can handle it. Jane Cobb, I can handle it.
Jane Cobb can handle anything.
Fair enough. And anything else? Anything along the lines of, because I'm feeling very Jon Snow with this sword in particular. But I see you have shields. I see you have katana-like things.
We do all kinds of stuff. Swords evolved quite a lot throughout history, and every culture had swords that were sort of distinctive to themselves. So this one here is one of the more obscure ones. This is called an Egyptian khopesh. So it's a very early sword that the Egyptians would have used, but quite a different design on this guy. And this would have evolved out of a farm implement. Yeah, we deal with all kinds of time periods, all kinds of cultures, and this is why I said it really boils down to personal preferences as to what you want. But we've got the full gambit here. So
fair enough. I'm gonna take that one off you because that looks like Miss River Tam.
It does look a little River Tamish.
Look like she could mess some people up with that. Thank you so much. I'm gonna try not to spend all my money at this con because you know how much Jane likes to be able to kick some ass. Soon with the Console Explosion. I'm here with Ripley, and I'll talk to you guys later. I need coffee. I need coffee.